Efforts to conserve genetic resources apply not only to cultivated crops, but also to their wild cousins, called crop wild relatives, or CWR for short. Present-day crop species originally derived from these wild plants. Today, crop wild relatives are considered sources of resistance to plant diseases and environmental stress factors, which can be bred into crops. For example, crop wild relatives growing in drylands may be of particular interest for future breeding of drought-tolerant crops. Some breeders are also trying to newly domesticate wild grasses related to cereals. Several international conventions consider CWR to be resources which should be preserved for the future of agriculture. Protected areas allow CWR to be conserved in their natural habitats. Regions rich in CWR species generally coincide with areas rich in biodiversity, particularly in mainland Southeast Asia, West Coast USA, the Andes, and the Mediterranean. Recent research has identified 150 sites in the world hosting 829 CWR species related to 157 crops. 100 of these sites are in established protected areas, such as natural parks, but these do not necessarily focus on crop wild relatives in particular. Establishing specific management plans for the conservation of crop wild relatives requires the concerted and coordinated action of diverse stakeholders, including scientists, policymakers at different levels, nature conservation bodies, farmers, and other landowners. Breeding specific traits from wild species into crop varieties is a lengthy process and often involves DNA sequencing and other molecular technologies. Therefore, conservation programs mainly aim at making crop wild relatives available for research and breeding programs.